All right, guys, before I go into my watch list for tomorrow, real quick, I hope you're having a very nice July. I'm going to tell you how my July is going. In the past few weeks, which is basically July, my son had his appendix taken out. My daughter had a baby. My house got hit by lightning. Then my daughter ended up back in the hospital with a kidney infection for the last few days. So a few of us adults had to try to switch the baby from breastfeeding to bottle feeding every 3 hours, by the way. And we always wanted to have somebody at the hospital with my daughter, too, who was just distraught at being pulled away from her baby, and we couldn't bring the baby to the hospital. Well, because it's a hospital. So she was just miserable, and we knew she was miserable, missing her daughter, and it all adds up to zero sleep. Now, you know I don't like to whine. Unless you people in the chat room are watching this, then you do know I like to whine. But it's been one heck of a July. Now, I am planning on starting tomorrow morning actually becoming a full-time trader again. I did make a few trades today, but I really wasn't in the room, in the chat room like I wanted to be. So, all right, enough babbling. Here's my list. CLF. Back on watch again today. It's very close to a potential breakout. You can just kind of see resistance there. And decent, let me put that line. Okay, anyway, decent volume lately. Not stellar, but it's still interesting. It just goes on watch. I don't have a certain price. See, the thing is, when you have resistance up around the 1660s, mid 1660s, you also want to look and say, well, this one has just run up for 2 days. So if it were to hit 1669, 1670 tomorrow morning, it's not something I would dive right in, because it very good chance it could reverse on you if you take a trade like that early. All right. Okay, CLF. I got a lot in my notes actually today. ONVO gapped up a few days ago. Just solid 3 stair-step days down. That one goes on long watch with a proper setup. Remember, I'm a day trader just looking for intraday trades based on the daily charts, though. AWAY gapped up, kind of had an inside day. Also goes on long watch. Skyworks. I had this on watch today, and I never got a trade because I was in and out of the office all day today with the stuff I babbled about a little bit ago. So this one, nice little green hammer candle, though. I had this on bounce watch today, and it's right at the 8-day moving average. So that just goes on long watch. It's a handsome looking chart there. EGHT gapped up on earnings, couple days down. Prior resistance and the whole number 8 area, you can see right around there was resistance. Could become support. All right, so that one is on long watch. EGHT, Ballard Power, BLDP. Very close to a potential breakout here. These lines aren't always perfect. I just try to throw them up real quick, but you kind of have a very clearly defined resistance break. So if it gets above that red line there, I'll give you some prices. This high was 452. This high about a week ago, 447. So I mean up around, whoops, sorry about that. Up around the low to mid 450s. This one could get a quick move to 5. This high back here, 446. So I really like it over that area of resistance. Keep that one on watch. That's BLDP. Micron, I actually have on a long watch. A lot of people would look at this and say, hey, it's rolling over. But I like it. I've said before, this one had decent support at the 32 area. And it's back down there again. So keep your eyes on that area. We'll see it. Also, a couple other lows here closer to 31. And this low right here was around 31.45. So any one of these areas, it might sell off early and then reverse too. So just keep Micron MU on a chart for a possible trade. Best Buy, the 200-day moving average there is almost kind of acting like a trend line. It's not hard to see at a high, lower high. Looked like sellers came in and then it was strong again today. You don't have any distinguishable volume here though, so this is one I just stumbled upon and didn't find it off any kind of volume scans. So it's less interesting to me, but if you do see a high volume spike in Best Buy, that might click in your brain that, hey, that daily chart looks good, and it might be worth piling in if you get any kind of high volume spike. INO, after gapping up, now you've got 4 days down in a row. Today it hit the 8-day moving average, so that one goes on bounce watch. Soda, this is a little obscure, but I mean, you had this over 10 million share day. Now it certainly, that same day, gave up a lot of its gains. You got the initial spike and it gave it up. Switched to 15-minute candles here, so there's the initial spike. But the next day, which would have been Friday, there's Friday's opening 15-minute high, and there is today, Monday's opening 15-minute high. And you didn't break the early high. So this one is meeting my criteria for a potential bounce. And whenever you have a move like this, and then a few days later you get a break out of a narrow range through the high of the day, you can get a really nice quick trade. So keep SOTA on watch with that in mind. VRSN, high volume breakout on Friday. Today, kind of a lower volume, quiet inside day. So that just goes on bounce watch. Again, I don't jump into anything at the open, so don't look at these charts and say, oh, he's going to be diving. I'm going to make sure that it gives me a proper setup. INVN, I had it on bounce watch. Another day down, but a nice bounce off 23. You can see that support at 23. We'll see if it holds that area. It might be a decent long trade on Tuesday. And ARMH, this is not a chart that would normally catch my eyes for a long, except that it gapped up about a week ago, and then you've got like 4 days down in a row. Another one, if it breaks its early high, if it were to put in like a long base like this tomorrow and then break its high, you coming out of that base could be a great trade. Okay, but I don't look at this chart and love it. So this is down on my scale of the ones that I like. PXLW, this is the last one I think. 4 days down in a row, 2 previous resistance around 8, and this one, let me put a line there real quick, that was resistance. You see a little tail down through that, so this area could become support. You had pretty nice moves in this one, right on there, and then looked like it was topping, and then you still got another push. So this one's still kind of compelling to me for a bounce play. Not in love with anything I've just showed you. Hopefully I'll be a full-time trader again starting tomorrow and with no distractions, and we'll see if we can't find some good stuff to trade. But this is the list I'm starting with. Have a great night. We'll talk to you tomorrow.